Are you ready?
Yeah, you talk and I'll crochet.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here at Skipper Sandra. Come crochet away with me, or we're already crocheting away. I have to first apologize to you guys. I haven't been around in quite a while, I guess. It's been, what, 2 months maybe since you guys have seen a video, and I'm so sorry. Lots have gone on, and I wanted to catch you guys up on that. So the biggest thing is, of course, you guys already knew about the wedding that I was officiating for one of my best friends. Had an amazing time, but I also hit a deer. Yep. Shush. I hit a deer.
Only you.
Stop. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been canceled out of my hotel room that I scheduled back in May for my trip down there at midnight. So 11 hours before I was supposed to show up, they canceled my reservation. This was at Rose Lodge here in Oregon, and it was a lovely home. Show up and they tell me, yep, we don't have a reservation for you. The gentleman, Carl, who supposedly did the reservation I confirmed with, didn't have authorization to do that. And this particular gentleman, who was, I guess, in charge, said that he'd been dealing with this for 2 weeks. So that means that for 2 weeks they knew I had a reservation and didn't tell me that they were going to not honor it. He was also the one that told me, because I had scheduled it or reserved it through bookings.com, that bookings.com guarantees you a room. And I am going to warn you now, if you do not have experience with them, be careful. Because even though like I said, I reserved this back in May, and we paid for it back in May, and it was $175 for the 2 nights. They found us another room for $650 because it was completely booked, even the casinos and everything. So be careful, double check. Honestly, I will never book through bookings.com again. I think they should honor the pricing if something like this gets canceled out. And if you're going to schedule with Rose Lodge, which was lovely, it was gorgeous. I was so excited to be there. It looked just so charming, and I was really looking forward to having one night of just detoxing before the actual wedding, and that did not happen. Had I been able to go to my hotel room, I wouldn't have hit the deer. Luckily, it wasn't a big deer. It was the Bambi ambush, as we now call it. Yes.
A baby. You couldn't miss a baby.
Well, I tried, and I would have if Bambi didn't decide to double back on me. And we both pulled off simultaneously off to the side, and yeah, it was quite an adventure. So I'm just going to say that. Please be careful when you're doing these kinds of things. It was one of those nights. But for the wedding, not only did I officiate, because she is one of my best friends, Ems, hi Ems, if you're watching, I'm sure you will be. I made for everybody, so I made 20, what do you call them? Barefoot sandals.
Yes.
I did 20 barefoot sandals, so they were sets. Okay, so that means there were 10 sets. And I will post pictures on my Facebook group. So if you go over to my Facebook group, you'll actually see a foot, but this is kind of like what it looked like. Just imagine my hand being a foot. And the little heart says made with love, and I made these for everybody. So myself, the bride, the bride's mother, and all of the bridesmaids had barefoot sandals. So it was really great. This was so easy. I made up the pattern myself. These are little shell rings that I had rescued from some sort of jewelry that I had found somewhere. And it was really a lot of fun, very easy to do. And I'll actually post this pattern on the Facebook website. So you'll be able to get that if you wanted to give that a try. Real simple, single crochets, chain stitch, and that's it. You're done. So not a very complicated thing to do. I have been talking about this particular friend of mine for quite some time. I'm sure that you all probably think that she is a figment of my imagination.
I was your imaginary friend.
She likes to think that. My imagination is quite clever, but this one would outdo me. She has been a friend of mine for many years, and she is my cohort, my partner in crime, my partner to my Thelma Louise part of things.
Lucy to your Ethel.
Yeah, you know, and Lucy at home. You know, we do a lot of things together. So everyone, I'd like you to meet Rhonda.
Hi.
So Rhonda, say hi to everyone.
Hi.
I brought her over. She's already been crocheting for quite a while, had kind of dropped it for a while, and then because I don't like to do anything by myself, I decided that I needed to bring her along with, I'm sure Deanna, you're out there. Hi, Deanna. She has been brought over to the dark side, and yes, we do have cookies. Not right now, but we generally do have cookies or something else that's in we have other great stuffs together. So that's just kind of, and you all know that I had fallen at work, so I had injured my back and I'd sprained my neck. And so it's just been really hard with the 9-to-5-er and then doing the videos.
You're a mess.
Shush. Notice how I do a lot of shushing. I need a shusher. And those of you who have seen Home, I need a shusher. So we'll see. I may be creating a shusher. And if I do, then I'll let you know. But we have been doing some great things. And I wanted to show you some of the things that Rhonda's been doing. So Rhonda has, for gifts and whatnot, been making these dresses. And one of the things we've talked about before is that it doesn't matter what size hook you use. I mean, it does when it comes to sizing, of course, you know, gauge. But depending upon the size that you want, doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to a smaller yarn. A hook alone will make that difference. So Rhonda, you want to give us a glimpse at what you're doing here and the different sizes?
So this is the latest one. I'm actually working on the collar right now. And it is a newborn size. It is a 4-weight yarn. It's actually Karen Simply Soft. And I am crocheting this one with an F hook. This one, hold that.
You want me to hold that?
Sure.
Hold that.
This one is completed. And it was done with a G hook. And if you put them one in front of the other, oh yeah, we rehearsed this. There you go.
There we go. See
you
how
can see.
Same yarn, different hook, and we get a different measurement.
Okay, hold that one.
Okay, I'll hold.
Add it. Yeah,
I will
talented.
hold.
Okay, and then if you use the same yarn and an even bigger hook, this one was an H, it turned out even bigger. It is exactly the same pattern, and
there we go.
You can see with the different size hook how it comes out different sizes. And I've been having a lot of fun with this particular little pattern. Between family and friends of my daughters and mine, we have 5 baby girls coming, being born in December. And so I'm very busy, having way too much fun.
Not to mention all the stuff she makes for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I have the habit of making things for everybody else, and I don't make things for myself. So Rhonda does it. I see something and I go, oh, I really like that. She goes, okay, I'll make it for you.
You can have it.
Or you can have it. Yeah, that's the other one. She'll start
really
working
more you
on
can
something, and I'll go, oh, I like those colors, or I really like that pattern, and the next thing I know, it's here, you can have it. Yay!
Okay, well, between you, me, and the fence post, I tend to pick colors you like anyway, because I know, so.
She knows me.
If I'm going to test something out, I may as well test it in your colors.
Hoping I'm going to take it.
Well, you do, you don't, it's all right.
It's just how it goes. So, she has been, so you guys know, Rhonda has been my lifesaver. So you guys all know that a little over a year ago, my husband had a really bad motorcycle accident, right? He broke. I know, right? Right. It's been over a year. It was right after Mother's Day. And so, last year, not this year, last year. And, when I was in the hospital, he had just gotten there, and Rhonda had called me and said, hey, so are you okay? How's he? How are you? And
standard questions.
Right. You know, status quo, you know, how's the status? And she is the one that said, okay, what do you need? And I have no idea. I have no concept, or I had no concept of what it means to be in the hospital, to be, or having to be there for someone who has been hospitalized. And so it was quite let's just call it an adventure for me. And Rhonda's the one that said, okay, what do you need? And I'm like, oh, I'm good. I actually have, yes, I did grab my crocheting. I have yarn, I have hook, and I think I'm good. You know, I think I'm good. And Rhonda said, okay, sure. What hospital are you at? And I let her know what hospital we were at. We were over at OHSU. And Lord forgive me for anybody who works at OHSU. You guys are amazing people. You did an amazing job. You really kept us together. But I'm sorry, every time I go up there, it reminds me of Frankenstein's castle because it's up on a hill. And it does. And, you know, it gets cloudy.
So not commenting on that.
Just kind of does. But it's an amazing hospital with amazing doctors and nurses. Wow, you guys, I could never do what you do, ever. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. But Rhonda shows up with her handy dandy pink is her color, pink duffel bag. And it has drinks. It has a word search because she knows I do word searches, pen, paper, has a blanket, has fuzzy slippers, has a pillow, has snackies.
And crochet books.
And crochet books. And actually more yarn and another hook. Just to make sure I was okay. And that was such a huge lifesaver because I had no idea what I needed, and I needed that. And her coming up and making sure I was mentally okay, which we all know is not really true.
That was a stretch.
It was okay, stop.
You know,
we try, but we had, it was great. So we've been through a lot, and she's been there for me, and her partner, who is her wife, who is one of my other bestest friends, and I'd show you her, only she'd probably be mad at me because she's not ready for it. So I'm not going to do that because I love Jill, but Jill also can scare me. Just saying. So Jill is her wife, and let me tell you, these two, I'd do anything for. And actually right now, Jill's doing something for me. She's rescuing one of our computers because I have a husband. And we're just going to leave it at that. There we go. All right, so another thing that I told you guys about that I've done in the past and I talked about was books, right? Crochet books, yarn books. And I love mysteries. I have so much fun with these. And I'd finished that one. I went on to this other one, and it's Last Will and Testament, a haunted yarn shop mystery by Molly McRae. I loved it. As you can see, it's well worn, not because I've read through it that many times, but it sits in my purse, literally. So anytime I go anywhere, instead of being on my phone, which can tire you out and drain your battery, I have a book to read. And so I'm reading this. So now Rhonda's turn to read the first one. And I'm on to the second one now, which is Dying Wishes. And it's the sequel to that book. And it's really a lot of fun. It's not a hard read. It's a fun read. And that makes it great because I've had to go to physical therapy. And when you're lying there with the TENS unit and it's really boring, I get to read. So, if you like mysteries and you're looking for something to read, these are really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed them. Rhonda's going to read the first
I'm excited
edition.
to try that one.
Yeah, and see how that all works out. So we had fun with that. So that's Rhonda's on the hook right now. My on the hook is kind of fun. So I'm doing Lion Brand. Oh, and by the way, with Lion Brand, so I want to give a shout out to Lion Brand. They are really remarkable people. So great. So we had ordered some yarns.
Mandala Baby.
Right, Mandala Baby, which are really pretty colors. They've got some great colorways, acrylics, and they're a lot of fun. I crochet with everything, but this was great. I wanted to see what was going to happen. I want to make some blankets this year because my girls and I love blankets. We're always freezing. So I wanted to make some more blankets. And Rhonda had come over one day, and surprisingly, I didn't have any yarn with me. So she's like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, hey, I want to try that. And I really liked it. So I needed to order more, and she needed more yarn as well. So we went on to Walmart to order it. The yarn came in, and it was speckled with the same colors, a blue, like as if it had gotten splashed with blue. And so the colorway was messed up. And neither one of us were happy because that's not, it looks okay, and I'm wondering how it's going to look once it's worked up, but it's not what we had ordered.
Well, and it didn't match what we already had.
Right,
either,
and we had already started working projects, so we needed to be able to use those colorways. So I contacted Lion Brand, and they are sending me out I sent them pictures to show what it was, let them know all the details that they asked for, and they're already shipping it out to me. I'm going to get it tomorrow. So really, I wanted to give a shout out to Lion Brand because that was awesome. I was going to go to Walmart, but how are they supposed to know? They're just the distributors, I guess. even though I bought it from them, they're not the ones that create it. And this was a colorway problem. It wasn't a shipping problem or it got destroyed or something. So Lion Brand just did that, and I was really, really impressed.
Yeah,
So
no
thank
questions
you.
asked,
Yeah.
nothing. It was just
Yeah, I mean, they
right
asked you
there.
for information. You know, obviously, they're not gonna. You can't just email them and go, "Hey, this was wrong," and ship me some new yarn. I actually had to send them pictures and tell them what colors they were and what the dye lots were, because we did have 3 different dye lots. And so I had to give them all that information, but with the pictures and supported what I already had versus what had arrived, and they just sent it out. So really, Lion Brand, thank you so much for that. And I happen to really like Lion Brand anyway, because I'm using this Lion Brand. This is the Landscapes, and this is in the sand dune, and I'm making scarves, and I've already finished one, but this is great. I'm using the Tunisian crochet like a drop stitch. So this is the effect on one side, and this is the effect on another, on the other face of it, and it's really super easy. I'm loving this. Very interesting little technique. And I'll tell you what's really great about this colorway is because of its gradient. It doesn't make a super long scarf, just one skein, but it comes down to about here. I'll share those pictures on the Facebook webpage as well, so you can go on there and see the finished one, because I already made one and my oldest daughter absconded with it. She already has it, so now, yeah, she's
That one's mine.
No, this one's yours.
No, that's what I mean. That one.
Yeah,
in your
this
hand is
one's
mine.
yeah.
Yeah. So I get to have one now. Sandra's making me something.
Yeah, and good thing I got 3 skeins, because then I can have one, because I originally
We'll be
got it
matching.
for me. So, see what I mean? So yeah, and it's beautiful, beautiful colorway. Here's it without the label, and I don't know if you can see all those colors. And so here it is, so you could see the end, and it's just really nice for fall. I just thought this would be really, and it's soft. I'm a very
Very
tactile type person, so I want to be able to touch it. And I got it on sale at, where did we get these? Joann's.
I was gonna say you had to ask me that.
Yeah, we got these at Joann's. I got the last 3 that were there, but they were great. They're super soft. So the Landscapes, if you can get your hands on them, really, really nice. And it has a beautiful sheen to it. So it really shows off those long stitches. It shows it off really well. And as you know, I don't like to crochet with metal hooks, because I get very cold. Whereas Rhonda likes to crochet with metal hooks because she gets really hot. So I use the bamboo. These are bamboo. I actually got these on, what is it called? Amazon. And I got them as a whole set. So it was really great, because now when I needed one, I found exactly the one that I needed. And this was great. And this is a size K. So this is a K. It's a 6.5 millimeter. That I'm using with this, and it's working great. I'm loving it. Super easy. Not kind of have to pay attention a little bit, because you're dropping stitches to create it, so I have to kind of pay attention a little bit. But you know, my attention span is that of a gnat usually, so you know, I'm undoing and doing again. Frogging is my best friend. I frog a lot, so that's what's been going on with that. And it's been an adventure. Now, another thing that we've talked about in the past are bags, how we keep our notions, like crochet hooks and scissors and things to this effect. So I wanted to show off, this is not a crochet bag or a notion bag or a knitting bag. It's just, I think it was for makeup.
I don't know what it was for. It was just in the clearance aisle, not the clearance aisle, the checkout aisle at Joann's on one of our mini trips. Guess we're regulars. And I saw it, and I thought it was cool, and it was a good price, and so I decided I needed to have it. I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to use it, but it turns out for me, having the 2 pockets is better, because I can put all of my scissors and big clunky stuff, tape measure, all the tools in the larger part, and then in the smaller one are all the hooks. I don't want to dump them on the floor. All the hooks, so I'm never without a hook. But yeah.
She travels with all of her hooks. I
Well, yes, because you never know what you're going to need. You must be prepared. Come on now.
I'm serious. We go anywhere. She comes over to my house, and it's she brings everything with her because
Are
she
we
doesn't think
gonna
that
talk
I'm.
about what you bring to my house, the 18 bags?
I don't bring 18 bags. You do.
No.
No. I
We
brought
both-
one.
We both bring
Okay,
like 4.
2.
You brought a suitcase, girlfriend. A suitcase today.
Now, mind you, I did.
And it's
But-
full of yarn.
Yeah. See. So and most of that yarn is staying here. However, we did
What?
we did take an option. So I came over, and I was feeling hungry and not so great. I think it's the new contacts that I have. I have to get them readjusted. Anyway, I'm like, let's go out and get something to eat because I still hadn't had any. I had banana. That was it. And a cup of coffee. 3 cups of coffee. So
Did you get enough coffee?
maybe.
Okay.
So I said, let's go out for lunch. So we went out to lunch. And it was an amazing lunch. So for those of you that are in the Portland metro area,
Cedar Hills.
and this was in Cedar Hills, this restaurant, what was it called?
Wild Fin.
Wild Fin.
Wild Fin.
Right off of Cedar Hills Boulevard, right?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So right off of Cedar Hills Boulevard, it's called Wild Fin. Oh my gosh, it was so great. Had a wonderful lunch. Had great dessert. I'm still full. And there happens to be a craft warehouse over there. So we had to stop just for a minute. And yes, they had a sale going on. And I picked up some new yarn. So I got this Ferris wheel, also from Lion Brand. I didn't realize I had done that, but yes, I have a thing for Lion Brand. I really do. But you know what? I also use Karen. I also use Red Heart. I love all of the yarns.
We use everything.
Yeah, we do. We really do. And that's just in the
We're
acrylics. You don't even
non-discriminating.
want to know what I do with the non-acrylics, all the other natural fibers. I have quite a few. So, well, you guys have seen my wall of yarn, I think. Yeah?
Yeah, but have they seen the bag of wool you haven't spun yet?
Oh, which reminds me, one of the things that has happened in the last 2 weeks. Anyway, before I go on, I found this fabulous colorway. Isn't this fun? So I'm thinking of doing something for now the fall. I might combine this with something else. That's a thought. I'm really excited about that. I went on the Traveling You. So
Wait, before you do that,
What?
I have a shout out for Craft Warehouse.
Okay.
They are carrying 2 of my favorites, current favorites, that have been discontinued elsewhere. So if you are a fan of DK Colors, which is a 3-weight, or Sweet Roll, which is a 4-weight, they have a massive selection. I was very excited and very impressed. So
I'll be honest with you.
Craft Warehouse.
They don't have a lot of yarn.
No.
They really don't. But they do have, in the very small, what is it? An aisle and a half? Like on either side, and then one side of
It is
another
sad.
aisle. It's sad.
But at least they have it.
They have it. And not only do they have it, what I did see is that they had some natural fiber stuff, some hand-dyed stuff, and I believe that was Lion Brand that supplied that hand-dyed stuff. Here we go
Might have
again. They had some hand-dyed stuff. They had some natural fibers. Some
They have Mary
merino.
Maxim.
Oh, Mary Maxim. That's the first time I've seen that in a store. So I don't know if back east, anybody who's back east, if you guys see that, or Midwest, if you guys see that more, maybe. I haven't seen it. So I thought that was rather exciting to find that. So that gives me another option. Like I need more options. But anyway, so we did go to, or I went to one of the tours that the Traveling You does, and the Traveling You is here again in the Portland area, and with Jay, and it was amazing. We went to see the Valais sheep, they're black-nosed sheep, and they're being bred for the first time here in the United States. And I did get some of their wool, fleece, that needs to be carded so I can spin it. It's not the fleece that I got and that I was able to touch and everything. I won't say it's any softer. It's not any softer. As a matter of fact, I think it's a little more coarse than the merino wool. I didn't get a whole lot of it just so I can do maybe some accent pieces with it, but it's from the black-nosed sheep, so I had to have it. And they're absolutely flippin' just ridiculously cute. I almost stole one. There was a very lovely lady named Marilyn there that she and I almost stole. We were trying to fit it in her bag, but you know, it just wouldn't go, it wouldn't come with us. But it was adorable. I'll post pictures of that as well. And if you ever have a chance to go with the Traveling You, we went all over. So we were in Corvallis. We went down to Eugene. It was great, and it was really a lot of fun. Wonderful amount of ladies. I will tell you again, a lot of these stores are. We need to speak up as crocheters. We need to speak up and say, hey, you need more crochet stuff, because I didn't see a whole lot of it. Some are a little more friendly crochet wise than others, but we need to speak up because we are a force to be reckoned with. We do some amazing stuff, and we're a fun group, so we need to tell them they need to cater to us a little bit more. But Traveling You is fabulous. They go all over. They do trips back east. They do trips into Washington. They're talking about, I think she was talking about a Vegas trip maybe.
Oh, I'm down for that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, and they do some they go to some shows and things. So that's definitely something that if you want to check it out, look for it. It's Traveling You, EWE. Super cute. The logo is a pink, like Cadillac convertible with a little sheep that's driving this guy. It's to die for. I'll be honest with you, if she hadn't come up with that, I would steal it in a heartbeat because I loved it. So speaking of bags, so this is where when I walk around, I have loose papers in here that I need to take with me, but I also take tools. So we were talking about how Rhonda travels with all of her crochet hooks. I don't necessarily travel around with all of my crochet hooks because I can't.
You have a ton. I just like one of each.
I have a collection. Well, it all depends on what you're doing, and so you kind of have to have them. So Rhonda and I had taken a trip to Astoria one day, and she did me the glorious honor of getting me these adorable little scissors. Look at this. Is this not the cutest thing ever?
Seahorse.
Like you guys all know, I love the ocean, so it had to be a seahorse, and of course she got it for me, and absolutely cute. And I keep this in my bag. I also, on the Traveling You, got this clever little tool, and it's to gauge yarn. So that's very helpful.
About the coolest thing I've seen.
Yeah, this is very, very helpful. It has a website, catwrinkles.com, and what I'll do is I'll actually put this in the description. But this is really handy. So if you like to use natural wools, hand spun, that kind of thing, and you're out shopping but you're not sure what size it is and you're thinking of a project, this is really handy. Or if you lose a label, this is really handy because it kind of helps you figure out what size that is. And of course, my handy dandy crochet hook size thing. Because I have a lot of crochet hooks because they're done in natural stuff. Like I have bone and not ivory.
Bamboo.
I have a lot of bamboo. I have different
wood.
Yeah, different woods
All kinds
and
of different
stuff.
wood.
Sometimes the artists who create these hooks don't label them, or the labels come off, they rub off or whatnot. So this is a great little tool to have so that you can figure out what size that hook is. So one of the things that I found too when I was out on the Traveling You adventure was that there is for those of you who know and those who don't know, in March there is the yarn crawl, the Rose City yarn crawl. Super fun, 10 to 11 shops. You go through all of them, you get a passport, it gets stamped, and then you can enter drawings, you can enter a big drawing, and it's super a lot of fun. I didn't know there's also another one called the Slow Yarn Crawl, and it encompasses
That's my speed.
it encompasses both Oregon and Washington, and this goes, well, it's over as of tomorrow.
Well, that's rude.
It's from May 24th to September 2nd, but it doesn't matter. And one of the things that I
Ours
got
is
her
going year round.
Yeah. So what we did, and as you can see, one of the ones that we went to with the Youthful Fiber, and that was in Halsey. We went to that one. I got it stamped. One of the great things is that because it's all of these different yarn shops, if we want to run off and do something, we can, and we can center it around a shop. And we actually did go up to Astoria to meet one of the shops, but unfortunately when we went, it was a day that they were closed. So that didn't do us much good. we couldn't get in. That was a little disappointing. But it's a lot of fun.
Other fun.
Yeah, we did.
We're never at a loss.
We did have other fun. But this was a lot of fun to know that we, gives you an idea of, and it was cute. So you might want to check this out next year. It looks like it starts in May. So keep an eye open for it. Again, it's just super fun to be able to have a little book like this, and you can mark them off. And if you have a buddy, you can do this round or collect a group of you. Yeah, road trips. So with that said, that's a lot. We've covered a lot today. I know. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which Rhonda's also a part of, is my charity, which is Yarnivores for Vets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Yarnivores for Vets. And for those of you who don't know about Yarnivores, Yarnivores is near and dear to my heart. This started because here in Clackamas County in Oregon, the county was building and has now built a vet, what they call the Vet Village. And it is temporary housing with the oversight to get them permanent housing and to help them move forward. So find jobs, services, whatever it is that they need so they can move forward to permanent housing and just be better off for themselves. And it is a great project, but when it was presented to me or to those that I work with, it was a big meeting. They were asking for volunteers to help build these pods that they live in. And as you know, I hurt my back, and swinging a hammer is not a good thing. And that was around October, November, that they announced that. And in the cold for me is just not good. Rhonda loves it. I freeze. Okay, 3 months out of the year, I'm in heaven. She hates it.
I'm in hell.
The rest of the year, I'm freezing, and she's in...
happy as a clam.
Yeah, that's just how it is. Anyway, so I felt like a schmuck because here I am. I truly believe that if you're going to walk the walk, if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. And I wasn't, because here it is in my backyard and I wasn't doing anything. And then as I was sitting there in the meeting, the little light bulb turned on in my head, or maybe just a light flickered. I don't know. But either way, the thought came into my head.
Genius.
Thank you. The thought came into my head that these are vets who have nothing. They're all homeless in this particular project. And because they're homeless, they're going to have nothing. And I thought, how wonderful would it be for them to be able to come into their new little domiciles, these little pods, and have a blanket that's made by these people. And it started with just county employees. And I knew there were a couple of county employees that were knitters and crocheters, and I said, okay, well, if I can get 10 people, including myself, we had to do 30 blankets. Okay, it's 360 squares, because at the time they were 12 by 12 inch squares. And that would be miraculously. I had 59 volunteers, was it?
Oh, you had a bunch.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. And the thing was it wasn't just county employees, because as they found out and they started joining, I had their groups wanting to join and help out. And at the time I just kept it to them.
Yeah, you wouldn't even let me participate. That was rude.
Here we go. This is one of those things that still she hasn't gotten over, even though she's in it now. It's okay. She'll be fine.
I will eventually. My heart will heal.
Right?
Go ahead.
Anyway, thank you. May I continue?
Please.
Okay.
Please do.
So yeah, we did it. We delivered November 7th, I believe it is. We delivered to the county commissioners 30 finished blankets, and each one of those blankets not only had. You're wondering why I'm staring down. She has her little dog over here, and Sophie. I'm going to disturb her. Here's Sophie. This is Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Hi. Say hi.
She's my crochet partner.
She's the crochet partner. Okay, I know. All right, I'll let you go back to sleep. So we delivered those, and I said, okay, now everybody wanted me to open this up. They wanted me to continue this, and that's where Yarnivores came out of, because we're a ravenous group of yarn lovers. And this is open to crocheters and knitters. So anybody and anybody. I have people who don't even crochet or knit. They just join us for the stitching party so that we can put the blankets together. Now we've expanded not only from blankets, but to hats, scarves, and pet mats. And it's not just homeless vets that we work with. We will do it for any vet and their families. And we'll meet them wherever they have need. We have just recently been able, Rhonda went with me, and we met up with Tina at Fort Kennedy, who's right here in Clackamas. And if I could tell you she's a remarkable woman, that is such an understatement. She's larger than life and has a heart that you would not believe for her veterans. She's a veteran herself. And just remarkable what she does for these people and how much she does, and all the volunteers that come help her and help all the vets. So we've partnered up with them, so we're going to be supplying them with stuff, and we're really excited about that. If you'd like to participate, please come on to the Facebook, and I have a page there. It's Yarnivores for Vets. I'll put the information down in the description as well so that you can join us. And again, you don't have to be a crocheter or a knitter. So if you have somebody that you know that would just like to, and you're in the area, in the Clackamas area, if you would like to join us when we have the stitching party so we can put these items together, that'd be great. Each one of these items always comes with a card, and that card has everybody's name on it, not the full name, just the first name and the last initial, because we want them to know that it's coming from people, not just an organization. Yeah, somebody has to put it all together, but these are individual people, and no one person works on an entire blanket. And we have taken the squares down from 12 by 12 to 8 by 8 because a lot of my volunteers said that the 12 by 12 got a little unruly, a little unmanageable. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, please feel free to come join us. I'd love, or if you have any questions, or if there's other ways that you'd like to help, always would love to talk to you. So feel free to email me or go onto the Facebook and message me, because I'm always open to that. All right, guys. Well, that is a lot of info, a lot of jabbering. Yeah, well, you know, if you stop interrupting.
I don't interrupt. I contribute.
Oh, is that what they call it?
That's what I'm calling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you know what I deal with. Okay? Just saying.
What I deal with too. But we choose it.
Sometimes I didn't say anything. I said nothing. I know nothing. So with that said, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you here again. If this is your first time joining us, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what your thoughts are. But go ahead and comment down at the bottom. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the little bell so you know the next time that a video is posted, and subscribe, and that way you'll know when the videos are posted. I'd love to see you, and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what's on your hook. We always have something on our hooks. If not, I think we would all shrivel up and die. That's just how we are as crocheters. So have a great day, guys. Happy Labor Day, and we'll see you next week. Have fun. Thanks, everyone.